Today is leg day. And why is that a problem? Well, it's a problem for me because I just got back from a long drive, a long trip. It was across the state, and it was like 5 hours, man. 5 hours of driving. My body's definitely a little bit, dehydrated, a little bit stressed out from all of that, focusing on driving and just, kind of that lull. So that's why leg day might not be too heavy today. Might not be too heavy, but that's okay. Because still going, still making it to the gym. And it's gonna make this day better. Even though I had to drive, 5 hours this morning. It's gonna make this day much, much better to have gone to the gym. And I don't know how people survive without having a way to almost reset their day. If you have something bad happen in your day, if you are working at your job and you're doing your thing and the boss comes to you and gives you an extra load of work that you didn't really want and you don't really need, and somebody else could do it and there's all these reasons and he's just having you do it, right? That can ruin your day. That can ruin your week. It really can. So what can you do? What can you do to fix your day? For me, it's going to the gym, but usually I go to the gym early in the morning. It's true. And that just sets the day up for winning, right? I'm going to win today because I already went to the gym. I already, main quest is over. Now I'm just doing side quests. But no, you got to have a way to reset your day. Personally, I think it should be the gym for everybody. Just that feeling of accomplishment that you can get from using your body to its potential that it has right now, right? At any given time, you can have a certain amount of strength, a certain amount of endurance, and if you can test that, your body feels like, oh my gosh, I'm fulfilling my purpose. You know what I mean? Your muscles are really working on this way, and I don't know if this is right, if this is exactly true, but in my mind, it's like your muscles are just going through the motions. I'm getting to my max, and I've fulfilled my purpose. We're done. We're good. There's a reason I'm here, almost. And I think you got to give your body a reason to exist. You have to do it, and that might just be your brain giving that to you, being like, hey, you got to use it or you lose it. But that's how I see it. You have to use it or you lose it. And it can really just be a restart on your day. You can really reset your day. And I think that's very powerful. Very very useful in today's day and age. Definitely better than scrolling. That's for sure. Definitely better than scrolling. So, all right, we're almost there. So, hey, legs today might go a little bit light. But that's okay. At least we're going. Definitely gonna hit some cardio after, and we'll probably do a post down. But we'll see. See you guys in there. All right, leg day's done. Did go a little bit light because I don't know. It wasn't feeling super good. I did get a good pump in though. That always feels good when you can do that. And I feel like I've progressed through the day. Feels very good. Now I've got to make a stop at the local goods store. But of course, isn't that all stores? But yeah, it really does help to have something, just to have something that lightens your day, lightens your mood throughout the day, makes the day, it's like having something to look forward to. That's really what it's about. And if you don't have anything to look forward to, I mean, I'd be depressed too, you know? Oh man. So what can you look forward to? The gym is a completely viable option. Something that I look forward to, something that a lot of people look forward to, and it works. It works really well. It's really helps you feel like you've done something. Helps you feel like you can do something, right? You can grow, you can change, you can get better at something. The gym is different from a lot of things because at the gym you can get better, and everyone can get better as long as you keep going and you keep pushing to get better. And I feel like a lot of things, people, it's harder to see progress, right? It's harder to see progress if you're, I don't know, learning how to draw, or learning an instrument, or even learning a job, right? Sometimes it's difficult to see progress in a really physical way, right? Something that you can measure really easily. But at the gym, it's easy. All you got to do is, okay, I did this weight last time, and hey, this time I did, I don't know, 2.5 more pounds, 5 more pounds, and it felt about the same as the last weight. So it's just about that progress that really helps. It really helps. But hey, I'm here, so I'll have to continue this conversation later. Officially got what I needed, which included some new Jocko pre-workout, which I haven't tried yet. It's the ice pop version, the American colored ice pop version, and a rotisserie chicken. Hey, how about that? So yep, it's gonna be good. All right, let's do this right here. Let's do this right. Take turns correctly at the 4-way, 2-way at that point. Man, what was I even talking about? In there, I couldn't find something I needed. I was like, oh no. I'm a little bit slow today, man. A little bit tired. And that makes me slow in the brain. Does that ever happen to you? I don't know. I feel like the more tired I get, the worse the brain processes things. So it's hard. It's hard to just be on top of it whenever you're trying to do something. Sometimes you just gotta let yourself rest. That's why, honestly, I don't work out every day. Gotta have a rest day in there, or else you just aren't rested. You're not performing at your peak. And the more you can perform at your peak, the better that you're going to be overall. Like if you take the average of all of your performances, whatever your performances may be, performances at the gym, performances on stage, performances whatever, if you're at your peak more often, then the average is better. Simple math. So yeah, I mean, what you gonna do though? If you're tired, you still gotta perform. You still gotta go out there and do it. You still gotta go to the gym. It's not your rest day. You can't use that as an excuse, right? But a lot of people do. A lot of people do. They get their excuse in their brain and they start to attach themselves to it and make more sense of it than it needs to. They just think about it too much. You're just thinking too hard. Sometimes you just have to perform. You just have to take action do what you got to do, make things happen. There's been a question in my head kind of floating around. What kind of person do I want to be when it comes to the results that I get? And that's the results that I get at the gym, the results I get at work, the results I get interpersonally, right? What kind of person do I want to be when it comes to that? Personally, I'd like to be a, high performer. Be able to get a better than average result in whatever I do. And there are things that you have to do to get better than average results. I mean, a saying that I've heard is, in order to be number one, you have to be odd. Right? I mean, in order to be different than everyone else, you got to be different than everyone else. That's just how it is. If you want to be average and you want to fit in with the crowd at all times, you don't want to have the attention on you, you don't want to, you can do that. You can do that easily. But that's just not the style that I'm going for. That's not the lifestyle that I'm going for. In order to be number one, you got to be odd. You got to stay that way. You have to see things that other people don't see. People that are on that average plane, you got to be a step above that. And I mean, if you're not into what I'm saying, if you're not into the get to the top of the pack kind of, I don't know, that sounds a little cringe, I'm going to be honest. But if you're not into that mindset of you're trying to do something, you're trying to be better than everyone else. And is that an issue? I don't see it as an issue. And if someone does, then hey, that's their fault. You have to be in the mindset of, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it whatever it takes. Something about being that average kind of go, I can enjoy a go with the flow moment or two, come on. But something about being always in the go with the flow attitude, always just getting average results, it just doesn't fly with me. It's something that I am. When I do it, I fall asleep. It feels like I'm just like closing my eyes, falling asleep throughout the whole day. If I use up a day where I'm not trying to do something, trying to be that odd, that odd number, that number one. If I'm not doing that, then I feel like I've been sleeping the whole day. And it's just boring, man. It's so ridiculously boring to not be odd, to not be trying to get there. I don't know what to say about it, man. Kudos to the people who don't find it boring. But honestly, I think even those people do find it boring. That's why they're always attached to their phone. Always. And I'm not saying that I'm never attached to my phone. I scroll. I get my fair amount of scrolling, and I got to figure out a way to stop it. But let's see here. Is this the right one? I think it is. I don't know, man. I'm just not, I'm not into that, like, just taking it easy mindset. I think you can see it. I think you can see exactly how somebody views the world reflected in what they look like. And I think it might be purposeful on their part, but it also might not be purposeful in certain cases. And this is what I mean. You've heard the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover. And that is, I mean, in a lot of situations, you can't know everything. You cannot know everything about a person by what they look like. Okay? But think about this. If someone is a lean, mean fighting machine, you know, they're jacked, they're ripped, they're getting it done every day, and you can tell. What does that tell you about them? That tells you that they try, that they're getting somewhere with their life. They have goals and they are able to achieve them, right? And they're able to compartmentalize the steps to get there, and they're able to execute on that. Now, what does it tell you about a person if their hair is like greasy, they're a little bit, you know, they're not really super in shape, what does it tell you? What does it tell you about a person? It tells you that they're not trying. And sometimes you can, and here's the difference. Sometimes there's a somebody that's overweight, okay? But you can still tell that they get stuff done, right? They're into it. They got something going for them, and they're trying, they're hustling every day. And it's just like a look about you where you are into something, and you're going hard, right? You're going as hard as you can. But when you have this sadness about you. You have this melancholy attitude about the day. When you see that in a person, that tells you something about it. You have to trust your instinct, man. And here's another thing. Even if a dude is ripped up and jacked, and you can see that just melancholy attitude about the world, you can still see it. So you've got to pay attention. And you've got to think about what you want out of your life. Do you want to be the guy who's melancholy, sad about life? You don't got anything to look forward to? Do you want to be that guy? Or do you want to be the type of guy who has something going, who's trying to do something, who's looking forward to something in his life or her life? I don't know. You got to be on top of something. You've got to be pushing for something, or else you're asleep. That's really how it is. You are asleep. That's all I got to say for today, man. Don't be asleep. Don't do it. Stay awake. See you guys next time.